So here is the lack of progress on my Banya. So we hit a couple red tape, I guess you could say. So this has gas hooked up to it, not for to heat the Banya, but for the shower, the wash your hands, that kind of stuff. We're going to put a gas boiler in here to just to have. And in order to do that, we had to go through some red tape. So before we could do anything, we had to go and get it, because whenever you deal with gas, of course, you got to have government regulations. They got to approve it. So in this case, they had to come out on site and investigate first, and that led us to the first that they said, oh, well, your building has to be registered first, and that's for tax purposes, so now they can raise your taxes. Like, okay. So they came out and they did that, and they said, oh, by the way, we don't have your full house registered as a completed house for tax purposes, which is weird because we did that. But they said they don't have it. So they came and they did the whole thing, measured the whole house, did like a survey of the buildings. And so they did all that. Okay, that was step one. So, I've been here in Lippitz for a month, my wife and I. So that kind of stopped everything. Couldn't do anything until that was done. We got that done. Like, okay. And then the gas company said, well, we can't do anything until you have windows in, because you have to have proper windows in before we could put gas. They have to be the kind that you can open. So we had to wait until we got windows installed. And no one has anything on the shelf. Well, nothing you need. So you got to have a guy come out, measure it, and do that kind of thing. So we had to do that. Well, that's like another 2-3 weeks. So we're now leaving tomorrow, and we had the windows installed 3 days ago, and we got final approval from the gas company. Now they can come and extend the gas line from our house to the Banya. So we really couldn't do anything until that was done. And of course, now we got the windows in. It's also almost airtight. It's waterproof now. So now they can actually start doing the inside. But they didn't want to do anything until they got the gas approval, as you can imagine. So now they could do the inside. So I'll show you the inside. Really, only progress was the damn windows. So here's the door, of course. Ooh, big crazy land. Here's the windows we got put in. Nothing special. And here is the wood burning stove. And we'll have a place to put wood here, stack up wood. Of course, there'll be some outside. And of course, we got the tilting. And everybody knows when you got a Banya, the biggest problem with the Banya is regulating the temperature outside of the Banya. It's either too cold or too hot. It's really difficult. But here it is. And I don't know if we're going to put a door here or not. An interior door. And then here's the Banya. And yes, I know it's not very big. We didn't want a crazy big one. It's big enough to have 2 levels. And then one over there, they call it a G here, I guess. We call it an L. So we'll have, I don't know if we're going to have 2 levels on both sides, or 2 levels against the wall. 1 level here, but since there's more room here, we'll probably have 2 levels here. 2 levels here and 1 level there. I don't know. But this is interesting. This is the old style, but new. It's a new production. Of course, you can make all that out. But what's cool about it is we'll have a big bracket that goes around it. You fill all the rocks around it, and then you have this. And then this is kind of cool because there'll be rocks on the inside as well. And that is for the actual steam. So it's pretty cool. Just pour the water in there, and it'll go on the first level of rocks that are there, and then we'll have the other rocks on the outside. So that'll be interesting. I've never seen that before. So we'll see it. And then here, we're going to have the big bucket. So I'm not going to have a tank here. So we'll do the whole cold water shock splash and a real shower. So it'll be a shower. Inside the shower will be the bucket. But we'll also have a regular nozzle so you can actually take warm showers in here. And then there'll be a toilet there. And then a sink here. So this will be enclosed. There you can see some lines, water lines. So this will be This will come out here, of course, and we'll have, I think it'll be like, this is going to be, I don't know, actually. I have to wait to see if this is going to be kind of open. But anyways, you get the idea. Shower, toilet, sink, and then there'll be a half wall coming out here. And you still have the hallway, of course. And we probably, it kind of gets like angled here, I believe. And then this whole area will be our winter eating area. Nothing crazy. We'll just put some tables here. A table, maybe some wicker tables or something. And here's where we'll sit and hang out. And then I also wanted a patio out here. And so this is going to be, this entire wall from here to there is going to be a barbecue. The whole wall will be a barbecue. We've already got, you can see there, we're going to do a sink, outdoor sink. I'm going to put an outdoor refrigerator. And we may do like a stovetop, and then obviously the barbecue. And I'm going to get the kind with the doors closed. And then you can see that's going to be, we haven't figured out if we're just going to screen it all or we're going to put some kind of windows in there. We haven't figured it out. And the door is here all the way to your left. That wasn't my idea, but that's where we're going to do. So it'll be just big enough. And we'll do wood floor. And this will be our 2-season, I guess you could call it. Maybe 3-season if we're going to put windows in there. And we might do something on the bottom and then the top put windows. I haven't figured it out yet. We haven't got that far. Our first goal was to complete this. And then we'll work on that. So as you can see, it's pretty big enough. And yes, the banya is kind of small, but I'm only going to have like, 4 guests tops. There'll be 6 people in here tops. But by making it this size, I think it's better because it's easier to heat. It'll heat quicker, I think. But, it's not a commercial. It's not a gym or anything. It's our house. So I think it'll be really nice. And heck, there'll be room enough here. We might be able to put a table and a couch. So then we have a place where all the drunks can sleep. So the idea was, of course, even in the winter, I know it's difficult, but you can cook out there and bring your food here and eat. Or, of course, you can just do it in the house and come out. But that's the plan. So here's my no progress of my banya. Of course, if you look on paper, we made lots of progress with making it legal. And yes, we want to make sure everything's legal. We don't want to just build something and get in trouble or anything like that. But you see these windows are pretty big, and we didn't want them all to open, so we just did this one. I think out there we're going to do some sliding windows, so much more inexpensive, like one panel windows, not double pane like these or whatever they are. And there's my wife out there working on her area. So we don't know. The guy we bought this from was going to do something. He dug these 2 big holes. We think he was going to do some ponds and do something, but he ran out of money. So now we have these big holes we have to fill. Nothing crazy. Dampers. So that's kind of nice. We'll see how it works. Now I'm kind of stupid when it comes to what a Russian banya needs. So I was kind of relying totally on my contractor for what I need. But we'll see. We'll see what it is. So there you have it. And we did pay for a designer to design the whole backyard. And we're going to slowly work on that in the spring. We first got to figure out the holes. And I'm going to have a fire pit here. Nice with brick around it. Some nice chairs. And then my wife could do whatever she wants with the back half. Oh, the other thing we did, we had a surveyor come out and put posts up. You can see the little white posts because my neighbor's really close there. And we put posts in, so we're going to do a fence. Like, we're going to do that, like, soon. I don't know if they're going to do it in the fall or or they're going to do it really early in the spring, but we're definitely going to put the fence up. We get along with all of our neighbors very, very well, except for, of course, the one that's right next to us. But that's it. See you next time. Maybe next time there'll actually be some progress.